Have you ever wondered if the tough times you're going through are actually setting you up for something amazing? So often we go through periods of pain and hardship and find ourselves questioning, why? Why would God allow this to happen? Why would a loving God let us struggle? But what if I told you that your struggles aren't a punishment, they're preparation? That's right. The very things testing your faith and pushing you to your limits might be the foundation for a life of purpose and success. Think about this. When was the last time you truly grew as a person? Was it during times when everything was smooth sailing? Or was it when you faced challenges that forced you to dig deep and persevere? For most of us, growth comes through struggle. Pain has a unique way of shaping us, molding us into who we're meant to be. It breaks us down to build us back stronger, preparing us for the amazing plans God has in store. In fact, the Bible is full of examples of people whose pain prepared them for greatness. Consider Joseph, sold into slavery by his own brothers. It's hard to imagine a greater betrayal. Yet that same Joseph went on to become one of the most powerful men in Egypt, saving countless lives, including his family. Or take David, hunted by King Saul, living in caves and constantly on the run. And yet, this very season of struggle was preparing him to become Israel's greatest king. These aren't just stories from centuries past. Their message is timeless. God uses pain to prepare us. I know this personally. Some of the toughest times in my life have led to the most significant growth. Have you ever looked back on a hard season and realized that it made you stronger, wiser, or more compassionate? I have. And I know I'm not alone. Let's broaden this perspective with real-world examples. Take Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison for standing against apartheid in South Africa. That imprisonment could have broken him. Instead, it prepared him for his role as the first black president of South Africa, leading his nation toward freedom. What about J.K. Rowling? Before becoming one of the world's most successful authors, she was a single mom living on welfare, struggling to make ends meet. She shared how those difficult years inspired the magical world of Harry Potter, a story that brought joy to millions. And then there's Chris Gardner, whose story you might know from The Pursuit of Happiness. He went from being homeless with his young son to becoming a multi-millionaire entrepreneur. He often says that his lowest point was the turning moment that pushed him toward his destiny. Each of these people could have given up, but instead, they chose to press forward. Here's the catch. It's not always easy to see this while we're in the middle of the storm. When the pain feels overwhelming, it's easy to believe the enemy's lies, that you're not strong enough, not worthy, not capable of overcoming. But here's the truth. You are worthy. You are strong enough. And God is working in you even now to prepare you for something amazing. The enemy wants to steal your hope, but God is working to ignite your faith. One of my favorite examples of resilience is Nick Vujicic. Born without arms or legs, Nick had every reason to give up on life. But instead, he chose faith. Today, he's a world-renowned speaker, author, and even a surfer. His life is a living testimony that no obstacle is too big for God. So what's the takeaway from these stories? It's simple. Pain is not the end. It's a stepping stone. It's God's way of preparing us for greatness. The Apostle Paul understood this when he wrote, "I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us." That's powerful. Or take the psalmist's words, "God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble." Even Job, in the depths of his suffering, declared, "Though he slay me, yet will I hope in him." These truths remind us that pain has a purpose. It's refining us, strengthening us, and aligning us with God's will. But how do we hold on to this truth in the moment? It starts with a mindset shift. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What is this preparing me for?" Imagine how your perspective could change if you started seeing pain as a tool for transformation instead of punishment. Now, I want to challenge you. Share your story. Think about a time when God used pain to prepare you for something greater. Your story could inspire someone else who feels like giving up. It could be the light they need in their darkness, And remember, if you're in the middle of a storm right now, you're not alone. God is with you. He's shaping you into the person He created you to be. The best chapters of your story are still ahead. I'll leave you with this. Pain is not the end. It's a divine detour. And if we can learn to trust God's plan, even when it doesn't make sense, we'll discover that He's leading us toward greatness. The next time life feels overwhelming, hold on to the truth that God is working in you. Trust Him, lean into His promises, and let your pain be the foundation for the incredible purpose He has in store for you. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And if you've got a story of how God used pain to prepare you for greatness, drop it in the comments. Let's encourage one another to rise above. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click on the next video